Welcome to Midnight Movie Talk live from Los Angeles. Just got out of Avatar: The Way of Water. And remember what happened when I ran out of Babylon and came onto a stream and just started going off on Babylon? Well, if you don't remember what happened, Paramount didn't like that. They were like, there's a review embargo in place. You can't go on and start talking about the film, and we demand that you take the stream down. So tonight, using that as my guide, I am going to tiptoe around my thoughts on Avatar: Way of Water. There is a social media allowance right now, but not a full review. So let's start with my social media reaction. And we can go from here. Remember this in the comments. You want to jump in, Super Chat's available to you. It's the easiest way in. We're going to go short tonight. It's only going to be like 20, 25 minutes. We're not going to go for like an hour tonight. This is all about Avatar: Way of Water. I have a lot to say about this without saying a lot. Here we go. There is zero reason for Avatar: The Way of Water to clock in at 3 hours and 12 minutes. Essentially identical to the first, only immersed in water. This indistinguishable from its predecessor rerun exhausts and numbs. When are studios gonna step in and demand tighter, stronger edits? Flat emoji. This is what I want to drill down on tonight. The part that says, when are studios gonna step in and demand tighter, stronger edits? We have a systemic problem in Hollywood with studios that are letting directors get away with murder and making their directorial cut the actual version that you get in the theater. Remember in the old days, the director's cut was saved for the DVD. It was not something that you saw in the theater because the studio said, listen, this movie's going to come in at 145, 150, not 225, 245, 312. This is not a review of Avatar: Way of Water. Let's make sure that's clear. So if Disney execs are watching and they're like, this is not a review. This is all about the very topic of studios letting these directors make whatever goddamn movie they want to make. I'm tired of it. I'm sick of it. Netflix does it. Every studio does it now. Paramount just did it with Damien Chazelle and Babylon. Because here's how it works. Let me tell you what's happening. These studios, and let's use James Cameron. Not a review, by the way. Again, Disney, not a review. James Cameron has the quote saying that a Fox exec came into his office and said, you need to make this movie shorter. And he told him to F off, right? That's essentially the story. He said, no, I'm doing what I want to do. That's the problem. These directors have talent. No one's saying James Cameron can't make a movie. No one's saying that he doesn't have certainly a resume of really strong films that he brings to the table. But I don't care who you are. If you are working in my studio and you're having a film that is with my banner, whether that's Paramount, Sony, Universal, Warner Brothers, Disney, in this case, 20th Century, which is Disney, you still have to abide by our rules and regulations, and there has to be an Oz who overlooks everything and says, no way, this film is too long, and you need to cut 45 minutes out of this. It is unbearably overlong. I can't even believe some of these tweets I'm reading. Let's go through some tweets so I can have a good laugh here tonight. This is not a review, by the way. Let's just make sure everyone knows, not a review of the movie, so you can't say that I'm breaking the embargo. We're looking at other people's thoughts. Oh, God. We start with this one. This guy. You guys, why do you guys even listen to David Elrick? I don't care. Why? Here it is. Sorry, I don't even have it up. Why do you listen to... Because he makes an end-of-the-year video? Because he uses a hippo avatar? Because he liked Paddington 2? Some of us like Paddington 2 before you, David Elrick. You're not that cool, dude. I'm not saying I am, but you're not. So, look at this. Imagine being dumb enough to bet against James Cameron. First of all, no one was betting against him, David Elric. I don't remember anyone saying that James Cameron cannot make a good movie. So right off the bat, what the hell are you talking about? Or Teen Alien, Sigourney Weaver, or Giant Whale subtitled in Papyrus. Light years better than the first and easily one of the best theatrical experiences in ages. I feel like I wrote this, but I didn't because it's not. It's the same damn film as the first. Oh, it's almost a review. Stop, Eric, stop. Streaming found dead in a ditch. Wow. So poetic, David. Too bad none of this is accurate. None of it. Yet it has how many likes? 7,500 likes because whatever David says is gospel truth. This is the same guy who said that F9 was a good film. Do you remember that? Let's see if we can find the quote. That would be good. F9 quote by David Elric. Hold on. Oh my God. It was on the side of a building here. And I just go, what in the hell are you? Here it is. Hold on. Let me copy and paste. I mean, we're listening to this person. Hold on. Here it is. Hold on. Give me a second. There it is. Okay. This is the F9 quote. We're going to go back to, just trust me, this is all going to come together. F9 is by far the biggest and most ridiculous Fast and Furious yet. First of all, that does not say the film is good. Let's make sure that's clear. The biggest and most ridiculous does not say it's good or bad. It just says it's biggest and most ridiculous. Absolutely, those are both true. It is the biggest and clearly most ridiculous and terrible film in the Fast and Furious franchise. Miles from the precision of Fast 5 or the fun of Tokyo Drift with Justin Lim at the helm. It feels like things are finally moving in the right direction. And you know what they did? We've talked about this before. They used his quote on the side of the buildings here. You don't think there's some kind of tie-in? You guys don't think that there's some kind of tie-in between IndieWire and Universal issuing a quote, a proclamation about F9 like that? F9 is not a good film. F9 is terrible. Avatar's not terrible, but it certainly is not going to save cinema. It's light years better than the first. First of all, it's not light years better than the first. Let's make sure that's clear. Not even close. Easily one of the best theatrical experiences in ages. Where have you been, dude? Do you hide inside with your mask all day? How many movies have you been to in the past 2-3 years? I've been going to movies since COVID started. Chris Gore and I drove to Vegas, for God's sake, to watch Tenet. Tenet was a better theatrical experience than Avatar: Way of Water. Not a great movie, Tenet, but a better theatrical experience. I mean, do you guys want to watch another of the same movie that's essentially identical? Do you want to see that? Then you're going to enjoy Way of Water. I just can't have... There go the likes. The likes are going up. It's such a likable tweet, isn't it? Too bad none of it's accurate. None of it. Let's go back and get some more. We're going to attack everybody. I don't care. Come after me. As someone who liked but didn't love the first Avatar, this is Jake Hamilton. I believe we follow each other. I'm just going to say I'm not going to. Here we go. Avatar: Way of Water blew me away. Vastly superior in visuals, storytelling, and performances. The sequel left my jaw on the ground for the entire runtime. James Cameron is the god of sequels. Okay. Here's the problem with this. We're critiquing the social media reaction. So we're not reviewing the film. Here's the problem. This is not a review, so there is a performance in the film that is objectively terrible. And that's a problem to say that the performances are better, because right off the bat, you have a performance that's bad. And I'm not going to say who it is because that's a review. You guys will watch. When you see the movie, you'll see. Okay, so let's see. Did anyone actually not like the film? Did anyone actually... David Sims, another one of our film Twitter elites. Look, and I put that in quotes, elites. Avatar: Way of Water absolutely owns bones. I was slapping my seat, hooting, screaming for the Na'vi to take out every last one of those dang sky people. What a brilliantly poetic tweet, David Sims. Good God. Are they getting paid by 20th Century? Or do these people live a life? Do you guys hide behind screens all day? Because if that's what gets you excited watching Avatar: Way of Water, you're going to have this kind of reaction to a film that is not even what? Dude, get out and live a life. I wasn't slapping my seat. I was falling asleep in mine. It was not a good thing to have a recliner tonight. I, I, guys, I never do this, but I this is what happens tonight. This is not a review. Again, I should have something at the bottom. Hold on, I'm gonna make a new graphic that says "not a review." As I talk, here's what was going on. So during the movie, I'm watching Way of Water, and I'm like, yeah, we've done this. This is like the same stuff, only this time we're in water. And I get up out of my seat and I'm restless. It's 3 hours and 12 minutes. It's like being on a transatlantic flight and being duct taped to your seat. Not a review. This is not a review. Okay. Hold on. I got to make sure this is absolutely on there. This is not so that way if anyone sees this, it's not a review. I was duct taped to my seat on a transatlantic flight going, when the hell are we going to land? Not a review. Not a review. Let's go back and do some more. This is kind of fun. The people that are just like, that's unbelievable. David Sims. Good Lord. Again, a film Twitter elite. Whatever. You guys know who the good people are. There's only a few of us. Maria Latilla. It's incredible. It's stunning, mesmerizing filmmaking mixed with immense world building and storytelling. The Way of Water is truly awe-inspiring. Love being back on Pandora and can't wait to return. Okay, if you say so. Although I think Maria follows me, so I feel bad. Listen, I'm just saying, wow, I just did not have that. Beatrice, we follow each other. This is going to be tough. I got to watch this. Listen, I wasn't excited about Avatar Way of Water, but it blew me away. It's so beautiful. It's hard to put into words. Okay. Did anyone not like the film? Like, did Grace Randolph? Hold on. Let's see. Let's see what Grace Randolph had to say. This one we can do because this is fair. Here it is. Avatar: The Way of Water. I've never seen anything like that. Except for the first Avatar. Yeah, except for the first Avatar, Grace. You have seen that before. Get your premium 3D tickets while you get. Wait a second. Is Grace Randolph working for 20th Century at this point? Get your premium 3D tickets while you can. Is this a paid advertisement? What the hell is going on here with this? Did anybody not like this? Great. I think Grace Randolph got like this tweet should have a little thing that says paid promotional tweet. Get your premium 3D tickets while you can. When word gets out that this film is flat, I don't think you're going to have a problem finding tickets. This is not a review. Remember, look there at the bottom. What's it say? Not a review. Okay, I don't want to look at any more of Grace Randolph's tweets. Give me a second. I was blown away by the sheer scale of Avatar: Way of Water, which fulfills every mad promise it's created. What mad promise? The same film? Making the same film is a mad promise? Only setting it on water versus up in the sky in the clouds? And instead of dragons, we have plesiosaurs? Is that a mad promise? It's not mind-blowing. None of this is mind-blowing. It looks like a video game. Not a review, guys. Not a review. It's also huge, epic filmmaking of the kind that's become... Who is this? Who are these people? You guys need to get out of your house more. Seriously. Hold on. It's more beautiful. Good Lord. Every single person's like, it's unbelievable. This film is the best thing I've ever seen. Here's this person. I've seen nothing but rave reviews. Yeah, well, you're not here. You're not. Hold on. Going through. Visual masterpiece. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Word salad. Blah. Word salad. I like Jeff, but oh my God. Imaginative? Wait, why? Tell me why, Jeff. Is Jeff in the chat? It's not imaginative. What? Because it's set of water? Come on, Jeff. I love you, but come on, man. It's not imaginative. Visually stunning. There it is again. Visually stunning. So it's a video game, man. Thank you. Thank you for the one person out here. Who is this guy? This guy gets it. By the way, 21 likes. That's terrible. I feel so underseen and so undervalued. Oh God, guys, I don't know what to do. I don't care. I will be the one person who will absolutely, and I'm not doing this, by the way, I'm not doing this to be a contrarian. I'm doing it because I'm sick and tired of all of these quote critics out there who are raving and, oh, this is the best thing ever. And they're so afraid to go against the group. It's the hive mind crap. And it's fine if it's true, but Avatar Way of Water is the same damn film as the first, only it's in water. In the 3D is you've seen it. I just saw the re-release a couple months ago. I felt like I was watching the same movie tonight. Not a review, by the way. Not a review. So let's go to the comments. Remember, I can't answer any questions because we can't do the review. Let's focus on. Let's do this. If you want to do some comments, let's focus on this. And this is the problem. What I led with, and this is the problem. The studios need to crack down on these directors. You need to go up to James Cameron, and I'll do it, man. You hire me, I swear to God. You guys know I would not. I wouldn't even give 2 seconds. And I walk into James Cameron. I love your stuff. You're a great director, but this film is 45 minutes plus too long. 45 plus, maybe an hour in change too much. But let's just start with 45 minutes. Not 10, not 20, not 30. 45 minutes too long. You need to cut. Get rid of this scene, this scene, this scene. Cut, cut, cut. Every scene goes on too long. Every scene is gratuitously too long. I'm getting angry. And I'm so tired of these directors who pull these power plays. And same thing with Damien Chazelle for Babylon. Let Damien make the movie he wants to make. Well, you did, and it sucks. Babylon's a bad film. Not a review. Man, I'm just surly tonight. Because it's so disappointing to sit in a theater and get excited for a film, the last big film of the year, and you're like, let's do this. I can't wait. I want to be immersed in cinema, in water. And then you come out and you're just like, I'm bored. You've numbed me. You've exhausted me. And it's not great. And it's just, comment time. Let's go. No, I'm not. I can't trash Otto. The craziest thing, by the way, not a review. Otto's actually decent. I'm not saying it's good, but honest to God, listen, Raj, it's fine. He can be a critic all he wants. I'm just telling you, do not listen to him as if he's gospel. There's very few people that are gospel. And I hate to, and listen, fine, I'm going to say it. I'm damn close to it. I'm really close. I am on the right side of things so often. I'm on the right side of this for sure. I am 100% on the right side of the whale. The Whale is terrible. Babylon, really bad. Fabelman's not good. Surprisingly good. A Man Called Otto. What? More viewers tonight than the Sunday flagship. That's so great that you said that, Ron, because it's 100% true. Let's see. Hold on. I got some super chats. Give me 1 second. I love when Erick dunks on critic reacts and their mesmerizing, awe-inspiring masterpiece vocabulary. Isn't it the truth? It's the same shit over and over. Dude, come up with something new. All right, hold on. I got a super chat in here. Super chat, you get right to the top. Bass player 2011 Iffy, welcome to the channel. First time we've seen you, and by the way, thank you for the super chat. I've said this before, I'll say it again. If you can't tell a story in under 2 hours, find another job. 3 hours should be the exception, not the rule. Save the extended cut for home release. Exactly correct. 100% gold star. Not just because it is a super chat, because you are absolutely correct, bass player. That we have allowed these directors to make whatever movie they want because the studios are like, we want to work with you, so go ahead and do whatever you want. And it actually makes us all suffer because we do not get the best film. We get the film the director wants to make, which is 9 times out of 10 gratuitously overlong, and no one is telling them that they need to cut their film. Let's go back even a couple years. Let's start naming films that are too long just recently. Start with The Irishman. The Irishman is 1 hour too long, minimum. But you know why it is? Because it is Scorsese, and Netflix is like, go make the movie you want to make. We're so excited to work with you. That is what's happening across the board. It's systemic, every single studio. It is Paramount with, what's his name? Damien Chazelle. It is tonight. It is Cameron, obviously, with Fox. They had a huge hit at one time and pretty damn close to it still. Avatar, the biggest money-making film in the entire world. So of course you're going to let them have more leeway, but there still needs to be someone in control who says your film is too long and you need to cut it. And that's exactly it. I mean, that's it. That's the whole. That's it. There's nothing more to add to this. I'm keep going. I'm going to gore in a second. I'm sorry. I want to make sure this is a very good comment, not just because it is a super chat. But thank you, by the way, bass player. Great comment, and thank you. Welcome to the channel. Okay, so Chris Gore, good evening to you. Avatar 2 will do well in technical categories for awards, but that's it. Not a review. I agree. I mean, this is not a best picture. This is not a best director. I mean, it's an achievement for making a really long film. Is that best director? For making essentially the same version of the film you made the first time, a rerun of the first with slight twists, but not very much. We bring characters back that were dead. We, all these things, not a review, by the way. These are just points I'm making. None of this is a review. So that's problematic. Is it worth seeing on the big screen? I mean, yeah, exactly. Ricardo, F9, right? I mean, come on, F9. F9, you're going to be on the poster for F9. Oh, I was on the poster for F9. The movie's terrible. I know I'm late because I just got out of this movie and I'm like almost fell asleep in there. Kyle, good evening to you. And again, we're not going to trash Otto because somehow it was good. This is a good question. This is not a review. UC Productions, welcome to the channel. How was Weekend song and did it play in the movie? It played in the end credits, and even the Weekend song is dull. Literally, I'm in my chair waiting for I want to hear it, right? I'm like, let's listen to the Weekend song. And I'm listening to it, and I'm like, even this is like lame. Yeah, so that's another miss. What is going on with these people on Twitter? Have they lost their minds? The only person who's on the right side of history here is this guy. And the only one, whoever this is, he's really smart. Give him like the gold star for let's keep going. Thank God there's one of us. Okay, world premiere. Disney's going to hate me for this. I don't even care. I don't care. Review, Family is Blue. James Cameron does it again. Changing cinema with epic emotion. Epic emotion. The same emotion we've always... It's a family. It's what the hell? There's nothing in this that's epic emotion. IndieWire. Man, IndieWire sucks. IndieWire sucks. They're so overrated. IndieWire is like the most overrated publication in the history of publications. But yet they're so cool. They're so indie. They're so cool. And there's Ben Meckler, who, by the way, this guy doesn't usually see the things. He acts like he sees it, and then he writes things. So every time you see Ben Meckler, he just writes like it's the best movie ever because he knows that that's going to get traction as a joke, and that's what everyone always says. Here's film updates. First reactions, Jack Shepard pushes CGI to new places and uses the word family more than any. Yeah, of course it does. Family and Fortress. Hey, everybody, Family and Fortress. Pandora is miraculously realized. The underwater stuff, glorious. The final third is full of incredible action. See in IMAX. Whatever. Happy to say it's phenomenal. Oh, God. Here's this guy. This guy. I haven't done this, and I'm so fired up tonight. This guy is not a critic. This guy is a shill. I don't care. Cut the video out. I don't give a crap. Cut the video out. This guy's a shill. Why are you listening to somebody who works at Fandango? Why are you even sending a tweet? Because you've never sent a tweet in your life that destroys a film. So why are we listening to anything you say? Happy to say it's phenomenal. Bigger, better, and more emotional than Avatar. The film is visually breathtaking, visceral, and incredibly engrossing. I feel like this is already written before the movie starts. Movie making and storytelling, it's absolutely fine. Okay, do you know what that is? And I don't care. I'm calling this out. That is a quote that is written for the poster. That will be on the poster. I'm going to cut this out because it's going to happen. This is movie making and storytelling at its absolute finest. That is going to be on the Avatar Way of Water poster or ads probably tomorrow. Might even be there right now because you're looking at a shill. This is a shill. And the funny thing is he can't even argue that. You can say, "Oh, you're demeaning me." No, you're a shill. You're a shill. So what are you going to argue? How are you going to argue that? You can't argue that. All you do is issue positive stuff. That's all you do. So you're a shill. Like, what's your value? You don't have any value in the space. Unless you're a, film reporter, you don't have any value as a reviewer. Tell me, give me a thumbs up, guys. Give me a thumbs up for that, because I'm right. I'm not wrong. You can say, "Oh, you're being mean," but that's not wrong. And by the way, it's not mean. Of course he doesn't, Dan. He has nothing but good things to say because he's a shill. And shills don't say bad things because they work for publications that have to sell movie tickets. That's why when you come on MMT, you're dealing with somebody who doesn't give two shits about anything when it comes to the studios. If they want to kick me off the list, go for it. But the reality is as soon as I hammer a film, and I'm not even really hammering Avatar: A Way of Water, but when I hammer a film, then I turn around and I praise another. Great example. So we mentioned how much I dislike The Whale. The Whale is bad. It's objectively terrible. But guess what one of my favorite movies of the year is? Also from A24, After Sun, right behind me. I cannot tell you guys enough how much I love After Sun and how much it's one of my favorite movies of the year. And emotionally, you talk about emotionally punching you in the gut. After Sun versus Avatar: Way of Water. Are you kidding me? It's not even like it's literally like virtual reality versus reality. After Sun's real. Avatar is watching a video game. And the thing is so A24 goes, okay, Erick nuked The Whale, but he loves After Sun. He loves X, another film you see over my shoulder. So that's how it goes. Don't you want somebody who's actually going to be honest with you and say what the truth is to them versus issuing quotes, proclamations for posters like this here that is very clearly made for a poster? This is movie making and storytelling at its absolute finest. If that is on a poster, I swear to God, you guys come back and you need to share this video with like 100 people because it'll be on a poster. The story, the spectacle, the spirituality, the beauty. This is movie making. What a shill. I can't even look at this anymore. Ugh, I'm going to literally vomit on my screen. What a shill. Shill. Shills stink. Seriously, guys, why do we even listen to these people? Why do we even listen to these people? There's no reason to even amplify that voice. There isn't. Why? Because if you're listening to somebody who only spouts literally like diatribe, only good things, only the party line, show me. Go ahead, go for it. Someone right now in the comments, show me one thing that dude has said that's negative. Show me one review that has come out of The Whale and say, holy hell, this movie's terrible. Show me one. You can't. So then why are you listening to him? Why listen to any of these people? Almost all of them are shills. Not a shill. You guys know, you can say whatever you want about me. He's a little cocky. He's definitely opinionated. He's this, he's that. But you know what I am? Not a shill. Not for sale. Whatever I say is what I firmly believe in my heart, a man of integrity. That's the way I roll. It always will be. But these other people are like, oh, I want to fit in. I want to be part of the crowd. I want people to like me. I want the studios to use my quote, even though I get no money for it. But in this case, I don't know. Because think about it. It's different with a Fandango. Because Disney is selling tickets through Fandango. Fandango is just the quote. And then all of a sudden, you are in synergistic, have to go ahead and please your master situation, right? So maybe it was issued. Maybe there is some kind of monetary transaction. I don't know. Can you answer that question? I can't. Oh, we're doing things. Oh, look at Erick. He's saying things that are right. Oh, oh my God. He's saying things that are accurate. Go ahead, attack me on the point. You can't. You can say, oh, well, you're being mean, but what does that even mean? Seriously, what does it mean to say that I'm being mean? I like After Sun, but its length was like, well, no. After Sun is like 145, Sharma. It really is. It's a little long, but not really. Objectivity is sometimes better than subjectivity. Objectivity is absolutely the name of the game. This is the number one thing that you need to build all of your film evaluations on, being objective. So when you walk into the film, you are coming from a place of neutrality. It doesn't matter who directed it, what studio it was, the actor, the producer, any of that. None of that matters. The only thing that matters is the end result on the screen. That is the only thing. And there's too many people in this space who are tied into, well, this director did this, therefore this has to be good. Or this, no, 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 and no. There's not even there's no gray area here. No to that. The only thing that matters is what is on the screen, not legacy, not filmography, not sex of whoever directed it. None of these things. And we talked about this the other night. People are like, oh, you don't like a movie because it's directed by a woman. Oh, yeah, that's right. Because After Sun directed by a woman. Oh, yeah, Saint Maud directed by a woman. Oh, wait a second. Because you can't pin me down. That's the thing. As soon as you think you have me figured out, you realize you can't. Because you know why? Because I'm objective. Because I don't play hive mind. I do not play part of the, giant, let's all think the same way, hive mind. Right? No, 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 no. We are individual critical thinkers, and I will always be that way. And if everyone says something good, I might agree with that. But if I don't, I'm certainly not going to be afraid to. It's a bunch of people who are like, I don't know. I don't know if I want to go there. Bodie, there's a bunch of critics who didn't like The Whale. Well, good. He finally, that's actually so okay. I did just absolutely savage David Elric. But here's the thing. What I'm saying is that no one, including me, I know it's shocking, can be trusted every time. You need to find somebody who, number one, is objective and keeps biases out of reviews. You have to find that person. And you have found one here. There's no question. Objectively, I can tell you that I am objective. And even Gore's here. Gore is absolutely knows that I'm objective as hell. That's why we get along, because he knows I'm opinionated as hell. And I just literally, before I had started the stream, I called him and I go, man, Avatar, like I'm going to throw up on the phone. And he's like, okay, start the stream. Not a review, by the way, not a review. You're in a room. Here he is. Super chat time. I've got to go to Chris Gore. You're in a room with James Cameron. What do you say to convince him to cut Avatar 2 down to 2 hours? I say, listen, here's what we're doing. We are trying to make the best possible film, to deliver for audiences the best version of the story you're telling. So when I sit through this film, and I just got out of it 3 hours and 12 minutes, I'm telling you there's a better, shorter, tighter cut of this film within here. There are 3-hour-long episodes strapped together of a miniseries essentially, and it's almost identical to the first film. But what you need to do is cut everything down. Every scene needs to be pared down. It's almost the same thing I had an issue with Blade Runner 2049. Every scene in that film goes on too long. You need to shave. And when you shave a little on every scene, and every scene goes on too long in Avatar: Way of Water and in Blade Runner 2049. When you shave, you end up saving time, right? Over the duration of the film, you end up saving, there's your 15-20 minutes by cutting just a little bit out of every scene. So you can keep all the scenes, but you need to make smarter edits, not let things breathe as long. It's almost like you have to be blessed with this ability to see it and just like go, that's it. That's the scene. Next. Bang. That's it. And it comes with time. I've been doing this for a long time, and I'm telling you, I could do it. I would absolutely do a very good job with the studio. And I tell you this over and over. I would be Jonah Hill from Moneyball. I'd be in the back of the room and just be like, too long. And then the head of the studio would be like, yeah, the movie's too long. We need to cut it back, right? Just like Moneyball. Remember? Jonah Hill would be sitting in the back of the room, and Brad Pitt, he'd just be like, he's like, oh, well, no, we're not going to do that. And that's exactly what I'll sit in the back of whatever it is, in the back of the thing at Fox, just going like this. And then in the studio head will be like, what do he'll be talking. I'll just be like this. Okay. James, you got to cut the movie down. We're going to have to get this to 2:15. I think we can maybe even go 2:30, but this 3:12 is not going to work. Ugh. Lord of the Rings, they are long. It's not always about how long a movie is, okay? But in the case of Way of Water, it is over long. Okay, so Lord of the Rings, the best of the three, is the second, right? The Two Towers. It's been so many years. Two Towers is my favorite of the series, right? The Helm's Deep battle is like, oh my, literally, I think one of the best scenes ever in the history of cinema. But there still is, you have a lot of story to tell, but there's still a way to condense. I think that the thing you always need to be looking to do is to condense your story to the tightest version of what you can find, wherever it is in there, and still have the same story, but to cut. Shave. Exactly. Darren, I can't argue with Tar being a little bit overlong. I love the film. It's one of my favorites of the year. But there are some things that need to be cut. I think the scene. Let's talk about scenes that don't belong in the film. The scene where she goes back, if you've seen Tar, the scene where she goes back and she's at her family's house and the brother's there, I don't think you need that scene. I think you can cut it. I do. I think that scene doesn't need to be there. Conversely, last night I watched A Man Called Otto. It shouldn't work. It's like tonally all over the place. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen a film with as much tone and somehow tonal shifts. I don't know how it worked. It was almost like a miracle that it somehow manages to affect you emotionally, and it's largely because of Tom Hanks. But there's a scene with a clown, which I think is in the trailer. The clown is at a hospital, and the clown gets into a fight with Tom Hanks. That scene does not need to be in Otto. It could be removed, and the film is tighter and it's better. It's like I literally, how much money I could make the studio if they just said, Erick, come in as our consultant, and you're going to watch a film. And here's the thing: everyone could do that. No, they cannot. Because first of all, they're not objective. A lot of people, they have biases. I don't. And they're also maybe not talented at it. We've talked about this so many times. Just because you call yourself a film critic does not mean you're good at it, right? I mean, I could say I want to be an NBA basketball player. I'm not. I'm okay. I'm athletic. I can do some things, but I'm not an NBA basketball player. So just because you step into the world of like, I'm a film critic. No, I mean, yeah, you can say that, but you have to prove yourself. You can't just come in and put a hat on and say, I am the king, right? Here's the crown. You're the king. No, you need to prove yourself over time. And when you make bad evaluations, like a great example is Babylon. When you say that Babylon is one of the best films of the year, you've just set yourself back like 5 years. Literally, when people see Babylon, they're going to say, what? You recommended Babylon? And that's what's going to happen here with Avatar: Way of Water. You guys are going to see it. You're going to say it's fine. You're going to say it's very similar to the first. And you're going to go, it's way too long. And you're going to say, well, Erick was right again. And these other people that are going, oh my God, it's a masterpiece, visual storytelling, perfection. You're like, what? What are you doing? I can't give a number. Remember, that's a review. And remember, tonight it's not a review. So it's not a review, guys. All right, I already said I would only go 25 minutes. We're only going to go like another 5. We'll go 45 tops. It's like less than 10. So get your comments in and let's go. Scott, Roger Ebert hated Fight Club, Usual Suspects, Gladiator, Clockwork Orange, Butch Cassidy. It's fine, subjective. Okay, I got to say this, Scott. Of the two, Ebert and Siskel, I definitely am more of a Siskel fan than an Ebert fan. You still need to find somebody who is your, soulmate, right? Cinematic soulmate. And I feel like the number one thing you need to be looking for is someone who's not biased, someone who's objective, someone who is fearless, someone who will say what the truth is. And you're talking to one. You're here with one right now. And there are not many of us. I mean, we're just not. I mean, someone on here a long time ago on the stream said, I'm like the unicorn. It's true. I mean, the reality is there's very few people that have the balls to say some of the things I say because they're afraid they'll get kicked off the studio list or whatever. Whatever, man. I can go see them when they open. I don't really care. Terrible film. The Whale's abysmal. Okay? And when you see it, you're going to go, my God. I mean, Brendan Fraser's in one of the worst films of the year. I don't know how you win Oscar in the worst film of the year. As much as we love Brendan Fraser and as much as we love, I did see the sex spam. There was a sex spam, so that means we're moving up in the world. A new dating site. Oh, God, don't show that. Now we're going to be inundated. All right. 5 minutes. The Batman, Top Gun Maverick, at X, Terrifier 2, Pearl, Smile. And guess what? These are all Beantown Brandon. These are all my favorite. I loved all those films. I mean, for what they are. Now, Terrifier is way too gory for me. It's too violent. It's too sadistic for me. But I understand why you like it. And at least I was interested by it. I was more interested by Terrifier 2 than I was Avatar: Way of Water. Not a review. Batman, better. Top Gun Maverick, better. All of these films you're listed here are more interesting films than Avatar: Way of Water. Every single one of these. And isn't that kind of what you want? Don't you want to go to the movies to be engaged? Now, I'm not asking, do you want to be like, overwhelmed by a film? Because there are some films that demand quite a bit of bandwidth. And I go back to a film from this year that I absolutely adore, but it requires that you just dig in. You are going to school with this thing, and it is Decision to Leave. Because first of all, the screenplay is very heady, very tough to follow off the top. Then you get into it. But the other thing is it's a foreign film, so clearly when you're reading subtitles, it's going to slow you down. Okay? no matter who you are. So you have to process subtitles. You have to process the heavy, very detailed, very, it is absolutely one of the most labyrinthine scripts that you're going to come across. And Decision to Leave requires a lot of bandwidth. And don't you want, though, to be challenged? Don't you want to be, have a film that you're like, I'm engaged, I really am interested? When you watch Avatar Way of Water, you're watching a film you've already seen. It is Avatar remade only with water. It's almost like James Cameron didn't even have any new ideas. It's the same damn film. I can't believe no one else is saying that. It's literally the same movie. There's almost no difference. Sure, yes. Okay, what I'm saying by that is that it's the same structure. Okay, it's the exact same structure. In fact, we get characters regenerated. You do realize if studios start teetering with films, or tinkering, I think is the word, but either way, Ron, yes, we end up with rushes films that have sloppy results. For example, Suicide Squad, the old one. Okay, I'm not suggesting the studio tinkers. I am saying the director still has final cut, but final cut asterisk, which means you can make the film you want to make, but we still have to give it the green light at the end of the day. So we're not going to go in and change it for you, but we're going to demand that you go in and change it. That's what we need from studios. We need more of an old school studio approach to this, where you go, listen, your film is 150. That's all you get. You don't get 151. Okay? Maybe I'll give you 2 if it's a heady, long thing like Decision to Leave, which is, my God, it's a lot of work, but it's so rewarding. But you need to have somebody who has the balls, who has the guts, who has the stature and the knowledge to say this to these directors. And I'll do it. And I'd be awesome at it. I would kick ass and I would be totally fearless. Because, guys, I'm going to be honest with you. I could get hired by Paramount tomorrow. Paramount, we're going to have you come in. Although I think Paramount does a good job of this. So I don't think Paramount needs help. Let's use, Sony does a pretty good job. Let's use, definitely Netflix. Let's definitely use Netflix. Netflix hires me, which they never would because they hate me, because I'm just honest about every one of their films is too long. Every one of their films is allowing the director to make whatever movie they want, and 9 times out of 10, the movie is not as good as it should have been. But I work at Netflix, and I get in there, and I'm like, Eric, you have the power to tell these directors you cannot do it. And then as soon as I had director, let's just say I walked into Scorsese, and I get out of, Killers of the Flower Moon is Apple. Let's just say it's in Netflix. Okay, pretend. Let's put land of make-believe. And I'm inside, and I'm in Scorsese, or I'm even at Apple, and I watch Killers of the Flower Moon. It comes in at 320, and I'm like, listen, man, I know this is a super intense screenplay. We got a lot of work here. You cannot, 320 is not going to work. Martin, it is going to be 240. I'll give you 240. And here are my suggestions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, lose that scene, cut. These are my suggestions. I don't care. You can do what you want to do, but you've got to bring this in at 240. And then you leave the room. And then here's the funny thing is, if at that point Scorsese called up my boss and said, hey, this Erick dude, you need to get rid of him, I'd be like, I don't give a shit, because I'm right. And guess what would happen? When the movie comes out, they'd be like, this movie's too long. Well, guess who was right? Me. It happens so often that films I watch, I call something, and then it turns out to be the case over time. That's because I have a good eye, and I'm fearless, and I say what the reality is. And we have a lot of critics who want to say things like our good friend, this is the best movie ever made. The best thing I've ever seen. Oh, my God. Don't be a shill. I'm looking at another thing here. It's actually a little bit mixed. I got to give, I don't really do too much. Okay, I got to give props to somebody. I'm looking here. Yeah, it took me a second. I had to look. I don't know much about Brandon Davis. I know that he has the comic book site. I give him credit, because at least he says being more than 3 hours long, it's both fulfilling and indulgent. I don't think it's even fulfilling, but it's definitely indulgent. It's definitely like ridiculously indulgent. You end up wanting you to know a third is coming. I disagree with that. I completely disagree. That I don't want to see a third. But what I like is it's never boring. What I like is that he's at least trying to go somewhere with this. But the problem is Brandon, for anybody who's doing this, and I know you've got the site and you want to be, end of the day, you just come out and say what the reality is, that it's too long and we don't even need to see another Avatar. Not a review, by the way. Just one more time, guys. We're almost done. Not a review. This is not a review. We're reviewing the social media reactions. But it's like these people like walk up to the line, but they don't step across the line. Step across the line. Pinging the top of the meter is the single greatest tool. Yeah, it's so good, right? Whenever a film is pinging the top, right, the best it could be at that any given moment, then that is what it is. All right, we're almost done. I said we wouldn't go long, and here it is. I gotta hold on. I got some super chats. I gotta get to those. Not a review. Not a review. It's not a review. Hold on, where is it? It's not a review. I swear it's not a review. It's not a review. That's so good. Thank you, Patrick. Because it's not a review. Starview. Okay. Anyone who gets in before the stream's over, it's at Beantown Brandon. Thank you, Eric, for always being true to yourself and the public view. It's truly appreciated by us all. Demand better from critics. Thank you so much, Brandon. Listen. I did spend some time savaging some fellow critics. Here's the thing. We don't have to all like hang out. Like I don't hang out with a lot of critics. It's not like I hang out. Oh, let's go hang out with you. First of all, if they see me, they're probably gonna have an issue. But guess what? Come up, talk to me. If I called you a shill tonight, come up. Let's have a discussion. Because you can't win that battle. You know that, right? You can't win. Like you can't even have the conversation other than saying that was mean. But you can't have the conversation because you can't win. There's no way you can win that. You're a shill. And that's just the reality of it. It's fine, but just wear it as a badge of honor. You literally put in your Twitter profile, I'm a shill. Because you are. So, if you don't like hearing that, here's how you change it. You actually send a tweet that says the whale's terrible. That says Babylon is a tonal disaster. A mess of a film. Oh, you don't do that. That's why you're a shill. See, that's how you combat that. It's not that hard. Right, guys? That's what I do. I just keep it real. It's not hard, man. I want to make sure I didn't miss any super chats because I got a few of you here. I want to. Oh, wait. Did I miss another one? Good. Okay, sorry. Beantown, thank you, man. You're coming in big tonight. Thank you, sir. Can you quickly list the difference between the achievement like X? Yes, let's do that. Wow, you're asking me a lot here. Okay, we're talking about directorially. Directorially, let's do this. Okay, so X. When you look at X, let's start with that. As a direction of a horror film, the direction from Ty West and X and the decisions that he makes with, I think cinematography is a very strong element of X, but the number one element that I'm looking for is something that challenges the traditional movie making structure of the film that you're, a horror film, let's say in this case with X. Watch the landslide sequence in X. That is special elite filmmaking. Okay, that when you start landslide in the guitar, and then all of a sudden we start bringing in all the different over the years, that is one of the best scenes of the year. So that is what X excels at. That scene alone. The Batman, here's the thing about Matt Reeves. So Matt Reeves, when I go back and I remember Let Me In, and I saw it way back when in Orlando, and I just remember being blown away by the artistry, the vision, and just the palette. And now remember this, that's also a film that is cinematography is by Greg Fraser. That was one of his first films working in conjunction with Matt Reeves, and they both again worked with the Batman. But that the scope of the film, when Matt Reeves is directing, you feel the scope, okay? Even in a film like Let Me In, which is very intimate, you feel the scope. That opening shot where you have the ambulance coming and it's out of view. Okay, I still remember it. I can't even believe I remember this like over a decade ago. Remember, right? It's coming out of you and you're like, what's going on here? That is telling me that we have a director with tremendous artistic vision and has the scope. You're going to give me something that feels like I'm in the middle of a cinema, not James Cameron in the middle of a cinema, which is like, oh, look, it's 3D and things are coming out at me. And look, there's a plesiosaur that they're riding. That's what Avatar 2 is. It's a visual feast, but even that gets old. It's not enough. It's not enough. Maverick, the thing that makes Maverick such a great film is that it delivers everything you want from a fan service perspective. And then it also advances the story of Maverick in a very organic way that does not feel forced, does not feel inauthentic, and again, organically advances the story what was it, 30 years on? 30 plus years from 1986, whatever the math was. I already forgot at this point. Was that like 30 some odd years? But that's the beauty of Maverick, is that it also, just start with the beginning of Maverick. When you start with Danger Zone, well, for Top Gun theme, right? Faltermeyer into Loggins. When you have that, you can't even ask for a better beginning to a film. Like, he instantly says, I respect that you love this film, and we're not going to trash the legacy, which we've seen so much of from so many, certainly Disney products over the past several years. Is we've seen the legacy get kind of thrown in the garbage, and a new vision, a new hope is issued. And I don't think that that's all what happens with Maverick. It stays, Maverick is not thrown to the side and thrown into a dumpster. He is very much part of the story. And we are also able to bring someone else in as the new Maverick, but not to kill off the old Maverick. That's a very, it's a heady thing to do, and it's also a very tough thing to do, and that's why Kaczynski deserves to be there too. Great question. By the way, remember this. Remember this. And we're just about ready to wrap. Anyone else? You get 2 seconds to get a thing in, otherwise we're going to stop. Remember this, that the thing about this show is that it's live. I am not sitting here overthinking things. I'm just going, right? And thinking about where I am right now, and where that's where the truth comes from. When you watch a lot of people here on YouTube, you get people who are edits, right? It's like, when I watch this edit, I thought, edit. So it's like that quick edit thing. That's a whole different deal. What we're doing here is very much spontaneous. It's very much organic, and it's very hard to make shit up when you're going live and we're just rolling. We are going. And I think that is the power of the show, and that is what you guys bring to the table. Is you're very smart. I would argue that this audience, without question, and I'm not just saying that because you're here on my channel, MMT, you guys are the smartest group of film people out there. I don't think there's another YouTube page that's even close. And I thank all of you for being here, because you've made the channel what it is. I pilot the thing, but it's you guys, and some of your stuff is just like super smart. And that's what I love. That's why I love doing the show. So I thank you guys for being here tonight as we get ready to roll out of here. Beantown Brandon, again, thank you again for the super chats tonight. Thank you, Eric. I fear Cameron had just rehashed his own film, and it very much seems like that. He did, 100%. Trailers, shame. He's capable. He is a capable director, but it's unfortunate. It's just sad. I really wanted to love the film. I just didn't. By the way, one more time tonight, everybody, not a review. This is not a review. That's going to do it. Tonight, MMT is out. We are back on Sunday. I'm going to take a few days off. Nothing big opening on Thursday. I'm going to take some time to decompress, be ready for the big spotlight show. What did Ron call it at the beginning? Ron called it the what? The showcase show? What was it? It was so good. God darn it. What's the word? It was perfect. Flagship. The Sunday flagship show, Ron. Thank you. The flagship show on Sunday night. Those of you who've never joined us, please do this Sunday. We talk box office, whatever you want to discuss. We go super long tonight. I said we'd go 25 minutes. We've gone 52. By the way, last time, just one more time for all my Disney lovers, all my people out there this is not a review of Avatar: The Way of Water. And that'll do it. Live from Los Angeles, Eric Weber out. I will see you on Sunday night here on MMT. Good night.